All right. Hopefully this starts playing. All right. Okay. So, I did a little bit of testing before I started the stream, and it looks like Victim of Night may not be bugged anymore, at which point I'll be very happy, because then I don't have to play Heartless Act. I'd much rather play the superior spell here, at least for most purposes of things. Oh, hang on, I'm not completely set up yet. So apologies to anybody who's like, where was the Wednesday/Thursday video? The answer is Kano did not have time to record it. I will put something out this weekend, but Halsey, thank you for resubscribing. 6 months. Glad to have you. You're a wonderful human being, and I appreciate your support. Oh no. Did you catch Corona? You can't see it because the angle the camera's at, but even Porter is giving me a concerned face. D-Slayer, how's it going? Alright, I'm going to take this into a two-man. Because I want to double check before I commit to a league that Victim of Night has been fixed. It worked when I tested, but I tested in the solo play. I did not test in an actual like two-man or anything like that. So, oh, that's unfortunate. I hope you guys. Oh, that's super annoying. So you don't even know, you just have to assume you do. And that's like the worst of all worlds. I'm sorry, man. I hope you're feeling better soon. I hope you don't experience anything severe. Oh, I'm looking for Jank Big Coffers. That's the one. There it is. I've had a long few days filled with not so much sleep. I was handling some important and hopefully, fingers crossed, positive things that I can't really talk about right now, but hopefully they turn out for me. They appear to be moving in a positive direction, so there is that. But unfortunately, it has thrown off this entire week's recording schedule. So like the Monday video came out Tuesday. The Wednesday video didn't come out. And so that'll either have to happen tomorrow if I record after I'm done streaming, or later on the weekend. The VOD for this will still go up Friday, but I may not have another video out until like the Wednesday video might be moved all the way to Sunday by the time I actually get something recorded. But despite the relative lack of sleep, I'm actually doing quite well. I've gotten some stuff accomplished, and I feel good about that. I have been hanging out with a couple of my friends that I haven't gotten to talk to in quite a while. I actually got to play some video games with them a little bit. and that's been really good. Played through a lot of Diablo 2. Played a little bit of Diablo 3. Just record Tug with Porter quick. He went upstairs. But hey, Tarek. It's not my birthday, but thank you. All right. So this is the real test of whether or not Victim of Night works. I'd like to play first. I will be keeping this. So we're going to do one, maybe two two-mans while I iron out some kinks in the list. And then I will probably end up taking Coffers into a league. Ancient Grudge, Golgari Thug, and Otherworldly Gaze in Dredge. Opponent is playing Otherworldly Gaze in Dredge. I tested with it in a solo game prior to the stream, so and it worked. Victim of Night successfully killed my Kozilek. Oh yeah. Did you get any fun victories out of the deal? So they played this Arid Mesa and Copperline Gorge, which they apparently drew. Ancient Grudge is annoying, but good news is I just drew Erebos' Intervention, which will be funny if they dump a bunch of Dredgers in the grave. It looks like opponent's going to flashback Otherworldly Gaze. They put Creeping... Oh, I'm auto-yielded. I could have actually and should have responded there, but I took 3 damage unnecessarily. Let's just exile their grave. Way too late on that one, Tarek. But this is a 2-man. We're not in the league yet. Oh, they can flash back in response. Opponent says that's a spicy card. I should have waited. They put a Stinkweed Imp in there. That's just bad all the way around. So opponent dredges a Stinkweed Imp. Oh, just quoting me. Yeah, that's fair. Turn off auto yields! Go ahead and play Karn. Wish with Karn. So opponent is holding Ancient Grudge. Feel like we should be aware. If that is the case, I think I just get Wormcoil Engine. Pass the turn. Nice. Oh, Ballista. Ballista is one of the cards I meant to put in the deck. You got a neat idea for a card based off the arena permanent mechanics? So lay it on me. You dropped Ob for Ballista. That could be reasonable. Opponent shocks a Blood Crypt. Okay. They're probably going to Conflagrate to kill Karn. I maybe should have gone for Grafdigger's Cage, because I could Inquisition the Ancient Grudge and then cage them out of the game. If I'm running Cage. I actually don't have Cage in this particular list. Alright, so opponent is dredging to the moon and back. They're going to let Karn live. That would be interesting. I'm kind of wondering how they would have to template that in... I was going to say, like, regular versions of Magic. So the problem is I did not draw my 5th land. It's like, I kind of need Inquisition. Oh, they put Ancient Grudge in the grave. I guess I don't actually need Inquisition. So let's wish again. And I'm gonna get Ensnaring Bridge, even though it doesn't really do anything. Cast Damnation. For that to work, they would have to have it like exile itself and exile the card that it counters, and then all future versions of that, you know, if there's one in exile, can only counter cards that share a type with it or something. That'd be interesting. Almost like a like an imprint spell. I wouldn't run Oblivion Sower unless I had other ways to like exile my opponent's lands. I mean, I guess you could if you like surgical lands out of the grave if your opponent was playing fetch lands. That might work. And no kidding, right? They tend to fix bugs while introducing about 6 more every time they do it. Ocean Infinity, thank you for resubscribing. I really appreciate your support. You're a wonderful human being. There have been a couple of the permanent effects that, in theory, do work in one way or another. Okay, opponent gets back the Ox and a million prized amalgams. I have no way to deal with that Ancient Grudge, though. It's a problem. Opponent only has 13 cards left in their deck. Maybe, but not every deck does. So I feel like there's going to be more than a few matchups where Sower is not going to work very well. I am interested to test a version with it, that is for sure. Okay. Opponent loams. Plays a land. Unfortunately, I have no way to mill them. They only have 3 cards left in their deck. Okay, opponent gets back a whole bunch of amalgams. So I think we're dead. Yep, we are in fact dead. Well, the good news is we have a whole bunch of exiling stuff. Probably don't need Obnix. Blood Chief's Thirst is probably too mana intensive to kill anything of theirs. Fatal Push might work, but I only have Expedition Map to turn it on because I, for some reason, refuse to play fetch lands in this version. I think I cut Read the Bones. Like a Beseech the Queen. And you know what? I am going to cut another Fatal Push. We'll try it like this. I mean, yeah, it is just a big dumb creature, right? But if you're looking for a big dumb creature, you could play Wormcoil Engine, which I think in the average scenario is probably better. That's the problem with 6-mana colorless threats, right? They have to compete with Wormcoil Engine, and Wormcoil Engine literally has a mountain of text written on it. And like Wormcoil Engine will win you a lot of games that Oblivion Sower won't. And I think the games that Wormcoil Engine will win you are more frequent and common than Oblivion Sower. This is literally the first game I've played with Beseech the Queen in the main deck, so. Yes, there was a Twitch data leak that happened today. Big data breach. And news of it got really buried really fast. So, you will want to change your Twitch password. Preferably to something you don't use anywhere else. And then change all of your other passwords. Especially if you use the same username and the same password in other locations. That's the big one. Oh my god, speaking of so there was a small bank in my hometown that I had to do business through for a little bit. And I have not had a problem with this version at all, Ocean Infinity. It's not about stealing your account, it's about stealing your credit card information. So I had to do business through a small bank in my hometown. And it got to a point where I forgot what the password was to my account, right? So I just totally and utterly lost that information. And so I called him up and I proved that I was the account owner. And I was like, here's all this information about me. It is me calling. I need to reset my password because there's no way to do it through their portal online. Instead of resetting my password, they told me what my password was. Which meant that the teller who I was talking to could, in plain text, read my password. And I was like, oh my god. Yeah. So that's the thing that happened. I think I'm just gonna necromentia. No, the opposite of that. Let's see. So I can necromentia Ox or I can necromentia Prized Amalgam. Kind of want a necromentia Ox, really. Take a damage. Yeah, two-factor becoming more common is a good thing, no matter how inconvenient it actually is. Wow, they only have 2. That was a mistake, then. Alright, pass the turn. I probably should have named Ancient Grudge. Because if I get rid of... Well, no, they have Cinder Vines as alternative artifact removal. And apparently Natural State, they really went a whole bunch of different directions on the removal front. Can we draw an expedition map? So let's play a second Coffers. Play Thoughtseize. Take damage. Imp, Loam, Stern Dismissal. I'll take the Stern Dismissal because everything else they want in the grave. Play Karn. Take a damage. Wish with Karn. You're a programmer. Have any funny stories of breaking production? I did not personally ever take down production. I've actually resolved a really stupid production bug before, but I have not personally done the production breaking. I can tell you the dumbest bug I've ever seen that caused a production outage. There's two, actually, I can tell you about. So the first one was in a critical piece of software that handles a ton of requests. Somebody left a debug statement, and it got merged in all the way into prod. And somebody had left a sleep 500 milliseconds in a thread of execution that was supposed to happen many, many times a second. And so production just wasn't functioning and nobody could figure it out because everything had gotten pull request reviewed, and between 30 different people, nobody could find the thing that had caused the problem, right? And that just told me that they weren't doing pull request reviews anywhere near as frequently as they should have been. Or as thoroughly as they should have been. The other, I would say, dumbest happens at most twice a second. Yeah, well, it's worse than that because it's a process that happens serially, right? So if it took longer or whatever, they were bumping into each other, it wasn't parallelized even. It was so bad. But yeah, no, it was still very serious. The other one that I thought was really stupid was somebody had done a I don't know if anybody here's worked with switches, and I really haven't, but you can plug switch A into switch B if you're working on a network, but you can never, ever, ever plug switch A into switch B if switch B is plugged into switch A. Because what you'll do is you'll cause this discovery loop of saying, oh, there's more things on the network. Oh, there's more things on the network. Oh, there's more things on the network. There's no available IP addresses. And it becomes a very, very terrible thing. And I've seen that happen. I've seen the outcome of that, and it's not pretty. All right. So they might just cinder vines. Yeah, that's reasonable. Okay. So first we have island, mountain, forest, swamp. Then I have to get rid of a swamp. The problem is my opponent is dredging. Oh, we're just dead. Good old double lightning bolt. Okay, so I was considering dropping a Bloodchief's Thirst for a Walking Ballista in the main. And I'm going to cut a Necromentia and play a Grafdigger's Cage in the side. Which I don't think is necessarily a good swap. It's just the swap I'm going to make. Alright, let me restart the client really quick. Why not cut Trinisphere? Isn't it bad still? I like having access to Trinisphere, personally. I find a lot of uses for that card in everything that has a Karn Wishboard in it. All right, you know what? I think I'm just going to take this into a league as is, and we'll see what happens. Hey, Mixum. How's it going? Possibly. The only reason that I don't do that is because on 4 mana you only make 5 if you only have Urborg, 1 Urborg, 1 Coffers, which seems to be like the most common. Yeah, 6 mana off 4 lands is not unreasonable, but it's still like it requires double Coffers Urborg. I'm worried to see the Beseech the Queen not fetch the card we need to win the game. That's my concern. So I do want to play first. Oh, this hand is almost good, but we got to mulligan that. This hand's even worse. Nice, Tarek. It's not my birthday, Speed Force Punch. I'm going to put back Beseech the Queen and a Swamp. So we'll lead on Swamp Map. Massacre does a lot of work in a lot of different ways. Alright, opponent Arboreal Grazer into a second forest. Player board, pass the turn, leave up Victim of Night and map activation. We have enough channel jokes and lore to sustain a wiki. That might be the case. So Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Michael Kritz, thank you for following. Glad to have you. Opponent plays a Crumbling Vestige. That is correct. We are playing Coffers. Let's go ahead and map for Coffers. Untap. We draw the Meat Hook Massacre. It's Inquisition. Let's see what bad thing is about to happen to us. Take a Zusa. Opponent has Grazer Titan in hand. I think that means we can safely kill Dryad here. Pass the turn. Yeah, that is the problem. Is a proactive play with Coffers is an issue. So opponent just top decks Castle Garenbrig like a boss, directly into a Primeval Titan. We untap, draw Inquisition. Bottom. All right. It's just gonna go ahead and concede. So I'm gonna bring in Necromentia and Surgical, and I'm gonna cut. I think in this matchup, Intervention. Well, actually, Intervention's not as bad. I think I'm gonna cut Fatal Push and Bloodchief's Thirst though. Meat Hook Massacre. Yeah, it's true. It would make a great band name. Cut one Beseech, and I don't think Ballista is going to be that great here. All right. This hand seems great. I will keep. Am I going to do a Halloween stream in a costume? Victim of Night does appear to be fixed. Let's go ahead and lead on Thoughtseize. Opponent has Ren and 7. Interesting. Put Primeval Titan in the grave. Pass the turn. Opponent leads on Urza's Saga. We untap. If I were to dress up as Big No, what would that look like? Probably a filter on my face to like just blow it up and make it dumb, because that's what Big No looks like. At least the emote. We're going to play an Urborg. Gotta draw some cards. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent plays a Breeding Pool tapped. We untap and draw Swamp. Inquisition. I'm going to take Summoner's Pact from them. Play a Swamp. Pass the turn. Now the idea here is we're going to Surgical Titan. So upticks to mulch, zeros to put all lands into play, and minuses to make tokens equal to the, or a token that's size is equal to the number of lands you have. Opponent does not float mana off Saga. They get an amulet. They play a forest. We untap and draw a map. New Ren is gross. I don't know. I looked at that card initially and it felt underwhelming, but I also didn't look very hard. So go get Surgical. Pass the turn. Stop on my opponent's draw step and Surgical Titan. I could have Surgical Saga because I think they're still holding one. They are. Second amulet. Opponent plays a Saga. We draw Coffers like a god. Play Karn. Wish with Karn. Let's go get... I think a Sundering Titan is in order. Play map. Pass the turn. Never didn't have it. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it's a crazy powerful deck. And it always has been. Keep in mind, they banned cards from this deck. Top decking Coffers is a bit like top decking Tron. Except you only need to top deck one card instead of one of 12. Alright, so opponent plays Ren and 6. Or Ren and 7, excuse me. We draw a Swamp. So if I play the Swamp, it gives me 7 mana. And if I go get Coffers, I have 6. No, I have more than that. Because I can do this. I can still have 7 if I get Coffers. Okay. So I still have 6 mana. Never mind. Okay, let's wish. Use Karn's ability. Get Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle. Ren and 7. And I'm just going to full power this Erebos' Intervention, because Victim of Night, I think, is still technically more powerful to have. Okay, opponent makes a construct. They go get a relic they can't activate. We untap and get a swamp. Play a swamp. I was going to Sundering Titan them out of the game. Alright. Run it back. Oh, definitely keeping this hand. Yeah, Titan would have gotten rid of all of their lands. Opponent leads on Valakut. Thought sees you. Summoner's Pact and Explore. Take Summoner's Pact. I don't think I'm going to Surgical Summoner's Pact, though. Okay, opponent explores. They play a forest, and then they play an amulet. So they drew amulet off of that explore, is what I'm understanding here. Okay. Sign in Blood. We get a Damnation. So next turn, opponent can have 5 mana, which is not enough to Titan. So they play a Castle Garenbrig, which means they're still holding these cards, I think. Play a swamp. Sign in Blood. More swamps! Alright. Discard a swamp. I will try and hit Summoner's Pact here. They're holding 4 lands. This is good news. Start with read the bones. Coffers is being grumpy. Okay, so opponent played Garrison. They're holding these 2 lands in a forest, and there's my Necromentia. Perfect. Let's go ahead and Necromentia, Primeval Titan. Seems good. I think Sundering Titan was at one point really expensive, but it actually got reprinted in one of the Modern Masters sets, and as a Kaladesh invention. Opponent names Karn Great Creator. Silly opponent. We have more than one win condition. Victim of Night to the bottom. Expedition Map to the bottom. We do need to draw a win condition, though. Pass the turn. Ah. Ye Olde Dryad. That's irritating. That means we're taking 6 here. I mean, I'd like to draw Coffers. Alternatively, another surgical would actually be really good. That is not quite another surgical, unfortunately. So I have to do this turn. We know our opponent is holding 2 lands, I think. I'm actually going to play it safe in Inquisition, because I've kind of lost track of what's in their hand. Okay, it is 2 lands. Pass the turn. So just as long as they don't play another Dryad here. God freaking... That's literally the one thing we had to dodge. We're going to 4. Alright. Obnixilis. I know, right? Alright, well, Beseech the Queen not being a Grim Tutor here does give us an out. I had to will it into existence. I know. Damnation. Beseech the Queen. And I would love to get Coffers, but we need to get Surgical. Pass to our opponent's draw step. Surgical Dryad. They drew Wrenn in 7. Oh, that's pretty good. They play Wrenn in 7. They make a token. We draw a map. So we can map for Coffers. Play Obnix. Kill the tree folk. Pass the turn. Bridge does not save us from tokens because Karn's been Pithing Needled. Opponent mulches. They put 3 cards in hand and a Grazer into the grave. Okay, Victim of Night is great. Uptick and go to 1. You know, another Karn is not really what I wanted to draw, I'll be honest. Pass the turn. Opponent might downtick Wrenn in 6. I can't imagine them mulching actually wins them the game. Actually, if they get what is it, Slayer Stronghold, and they can start granting creatures haste, that could be massively bad for us. And they play a land. They bounce Breeding Pool. They transmute Talaria West. It's not Summoner's Pact. They got Slayer's Stronghold. They make a Tree Folk. They stronghold the Tree Folk. Well, that Tree Folk becomes a victim. Okay. And Obnixilis can valiantly give his life to get rid of Azusa. Because we're going to need this Ugin to win the game. Play Ugin. Down tick, destroy creature. Up tick, shoot opponent. Yeah, good draw indeed. Pass the turn. We're dead to any creature. Urza Saga's not a creature until next turn. We untap. No! No, you can't do this to me. Oh. Oh, you can't do this to me. That's illegal. They just make a token and smack us with it. We bricked. We don't. Halsey, what turn? They make a token and give it haste. Yeah, okay, there we go. Maybe they F6 the turn. Yeah, that's unlikely. They're not me. They ghost quarter us? Sure. That ghost quarter may have been like an auto yield check. I guess maybe I shouldn't have been auto yielded. I should have clicked through the turn like I had a response. Because like there's some notion that like maybe they play conservatively and try and make a token on the end step, but we're gonna alt Ugin, so maybe that's probably not what was gonna happen there. All right. Well, let me restart the client here. That was absolutely winnable. And Beseech the Queen was better than Grim Tutor there because Beseech the Queen let us live. The real problem is we missed a land drop, so we couldn't Karn plus or whatever it was and Beseech the Queen in the same turn. And our opponent top decked that second Dryad right in a row. That's what actually killed us, but... sad days. Alright, this looks like a good hand. Versus a Luris deck, I am going to keep. Oh, my apologies. I think Stream Decker has been down, but I did not update the list for Stream Decker. Opponent mulligan to 4 and Inquisitions us. They probably take my Thoughtseize? Yeah. Opponent plays a map, or plays a Bloodstained Mire, cracks it for a Stomping Ground, so they are Jund of some kind. They get a Renin 6. They pick up their land. We draw a Sign in Blood. Pass the turn, leave up Victim of Night. We're going to map for Urborg here, while also leaving up Victim of Night. I don't want to get hit with a Ragavan. But probably what my opponent's going to do is just crack this Bloodstained Mire. Alright. Never mind. Kill the monkey. I thought, given the fact that my opponent had seen my hand, they were just going to put Lurrus in their hand and pick up the land. We untap. Draw Fatal Push. Play Coffers. Pass the turn. We have Fatal Push, we have Victim of Night, and we probably are going to go map for Urborg. They put Lurrus into their hand. Okay. They play a Bauble. Are you biking back and forth to work or something? One gets a Mountain. Ah, gotcha. One tap, draw Swamp. So play an Urborg. Play a map. Pass the turn. Reasonable. That's absolutely reasonable. Opponent baubles us. They untap and draw. Look at this opponent with his foil basics. I know, right? They play a Saga because this deck is just a pile of the top 12 most expensive cards in playsets. Yep, they play a Lurrus. They dash Ragavan. So kill. Kill. We untap. Draw another Coffers. Well, play another Coffers. Make the big mana. Draw cards. Alright, sad. Let's go get another Coffers. Pass the turn. Opponent is about to ult Renin 6. Well, yeah, you went out and bought Coffers, right? Like, no wonder you spent too much money. Inquisition. If we're going to lose it anyway. Might as well exile some cards to limit Delirium, I guess. I mean, the good news is we're still at 18 life. The bad news is really good chance we brick here unless we start drawing card advantage spells or tutors. Opponent fetches up an Overgrown Tomb. They tick up Renin 6 to 8. You're not going to ult Renin 6. Not yet, anyway. Okay, we get a Karn. Play Coffers. I guess we just make a huge Ballista? How much mana do I actually have right now? $14 mana. Swamp Mountain Forest. Actually. Seems strong. Make a 5/5 Ballista. That might actually be a little underwhelming. I might be better off with Worm Coil or Sundering Titan. Sundering Titan at least kills Saga blocks immediately. I think I'm going to go with the Ballista. Could take him off green. I really can't. Not when they have an active Ren and 6. I could get Oblivion Stone and just blow up the board. Could win the game before Ren's ult even matters. That's true. I think I'm going to go with Sundering Titan. I'm going to go with Sundering Titan because it stops Saga from making more than one token. I don't think a lot of their removal can do anything about it. Could just Needle Ren. I don't think that's accurate. I don't think that's a good idea. Because that leaves Karn just dead to Saga. If you lose, it's on chat now. That's not how this works. I don't know if you must be new to this channel, The Real RNG. I get blamed for everything no matter what. That's like rule 2. Rule number 1 is it's apparently my birthday. Even though it's not. Raylin, it's not my birthday. So Swamp, Forest, Mountain. Pass the turn. Now the whole chat's like, oh, happy birthday, Kano. It's not my birthday. You do this every time I stream. Stream days is double birthday. What does that even mean? Well, that's good. I'm glad. Good job, The Real RNG. You win. Oh, man. Opponent bolts Karn. They alt Ren, so now they can repeatedly Lightning Bolt. That's where we're at in our life right now. The repeated Lightning Bolt stage. If you were born again on your birthday, does that make it a double birthday? What? Opponent fetches with Bloodstained Mire. Plays a Nile Spellbomb. Then passes. We untap. We get a map. Play map. Crack map. Get the 4th Coffers. Go to combat. Attack our opponent. I think we're in a race right now. Actually, shoot. I should have attacked for Ren. I should have attacked Ren and 6 here. I forgot that my opponent can equip Shadow Spear. Opponent chumps. That's incorrect. Pour one out for Eye of Ugin. Alright. Kill the swamp and a mountain. They replay Saga. Gonna need something good. That's not it. Pass the turn. I have 30 mana and they have 3 easy. There's like 9 different spells we could draw that would be amazing, but unfortunately we've drawn 0 of them. All you need's an Exsanguinate. Yeah, too bad it's not in this list. Neither is Torment of Hailfire, because this never happens. We never get to this point. Easy is not a word in Kano's vocabulary. We untap. We draw Obnixilis, Reignited. Let's do this right. Play the Swamp first. Kano. No, there's no drain in the... Well, there's Erebos' Intervention, but... Always lands, never a threat. Yeah, no kidding. Let's draw... Urborg. Yes, you have been subbed for 6 months, Halsey. The problem with this list is if you play less than like 22 or 23 lands with 4 Cabal Coffers and 3 Urborgs, your deck plays like you're only playing 17 lands and you're playing 4 drops. So... Where's this year gone? Back into the past, I guess. Opponent's going to try and saga us out of this game. They equip the Construct so they can kill Obnix. I can't believe it's gotten to this point. Oh, we draw Ugin. It's too bad Ugin does literally nothing. Play Ugin. Shoot Renin 6. Play a Swamp. Pass the turn. My opponent is playing 4 playsets of cards. Doesn't Ugin just die? Obviously, but I can't do anything else. I can't just wait and just take all the damage. Didn't -2 Ugin? Gosh. Opponent attacks us for 11. Damnation? Damnation off the top doesn't even do anything. It does literally nothing. We still die. Show me what you're winning with. Yeah, that's what I thought. I really dislike that my opponent's deck is like the best 5 cards in playsets. All of those cards are individually $100 a piece. I dislike that that deck exists. It will always exist in any metagame. There's always the like put all the best cards in the deck, right? But I hate it. God, what's bad here? What reprint? When's the reprint? Is Ren that good of a card, though? It's $100. It's obviously good. My opponent mulliganed to 5. My opponent mulliganed to 5 and dug themselves out of the mulligan with that Ren 6. So don't you dare ask me that question again, Halsey. Discard seems bad. Yeah, we can cut the discard. I'll keep the Inquisitions because they don't cost life. Double Masters 2022 already teased a Ren 6 reprint. Oh, good. I'll have to sell mine before then. from very lowish print and set and is a mythic, though. Yeah, card's still good. Card is still very good. Alright, let's do this. Discard Tron. You can't Thoughtseize Urza's Saga? Well, yeah. Ah, yes. Your discard is as much as my discard. Pass the turn. Ren is decent adjacent in most cases. Ren's good. You're not going to convince me otherwise. It is the best, like, value grind engine that exists. Alright. Urborg. Play Coffers. His opponent going to put Luris in their hand next turn. Don't you already have this deck? Didn't you say you were playing Ragavan, Jund? Where's my Banhammer? Opponent puts Luris into their hand. We draw Sign in Blood. Alright, Mixum, thanks for stopping by. Play map. Go get another Coffers. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Dragon's Rage Channeler and a Pithing Needle. Halsey, you're spoiled on playing cards that are never bad. Ren is rarely bad. I want to run Baleful Mastery again sometimes. We get another Sign in Blood, so play Coffers. Sign in Blood. He's not. If he comes late, you just start picking up Nurturing Peatlands and drawing extra cards. He's excellent. What are you talking about? Pithing Needle does not work on Cabal Coffers because Pithing Needle specifies mana abilities are fine. The number of times I've had opponents Pithing Needle Coffers or Pithing Needle Chromatic Sphere and Star is hilarious. Maybe they named Coffers. Yeah, that's a Kano move right there. Can't believe they did it. Opponent plays Verdant, cracks it. They're gonna Luris, and then they're gonna play Dragon's Rage Channeler, and then we're gonna Damnation. It does work on Deathrite Shaman and Arbor Elf. You are correct. Can we get a punt counter for the opponent? Need a brick counter. How many times is Kano bricking off the top? Pass the turn. Oh, we drew a Fatal Push. Nah, I feel like that erases truly horrible moments on my behalf, Sissia. The unpunt command is for when chat gets overzealous only. For what? Ah, yes, the Brick Wars. One of these days you're going to have so much mana. That day is today. Imagine naming Cabal Coffers when you could have named Karn. I think it's Worm Coil Engine time. No, I'm not going to Sundering Titan from this position. Worm Coil Engine starts gaining us life. Well, I might Sundering Titan next turn, but Worm Coil Engine starts gaining us life, putting us further away from death. Ancient Grudge incoming. More like Lightning Bolt on Karn. Killing half their lands doesn't matter because all of their spells cost 1 or 2. That was the whole logic there. Play Expedition map. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Well, we get terminated. Saga. Well, that is a problem. In most traditional senses. Let's go ahead and get a Coffers. Oh my goodness. We have Sign and Bloods. We have so many Sign and Bloods in this deck, and we just draw lands. Now, it's true. I did draw Karn somewhere along the way. Kill Dragon's Rage Channeler. It's too bad they put Time Warp in blue and not black, right? Slash watching people die inside. Opponent goes to 2. They need more than just the token here. And odds are they have something that'll work. Oh, they can go get the stupid spear and completely negate everything I'm doing here. Unless I top deck removal. But that implies I'm drawing something that isn't a land. And I don't know how likely that is. Alright. Sign in Blood, finally. Sign in Blood! We get ourselves an Ugin. Good old 8-mana Lightning Bolt. Yes! Target them. Your opponent's at how much life? 2. Alright. Well, we got lucky, unfortunately, I will admit. That our opponent Pithing Needled Cabal Coffers rather than, I don't know, Karn or Ugin. No! Don't play it on turn 1. The fact that Monkey can dash is annoying. The fact that Monkey has more than one line of text on it and is a 1-mana 2/1 is a problem. By the transitive property of algebra, Dragon's Rage Channeler is that same problem. But yes. Take Wrenn and 6 from them. Monkey is one of those cards that I wish they never printed. I'll be completely honest. Alright, opponent baubles us, so we're going to let them draw a card, then they'll draw a card for turn, and then we'll surgical, and we might surgical again. I could save surgical for Saga, maybe, but there's no guarantee that's actually good. Okay, opponent plays Saga. Hits us for 2. Opponent cannot cast a Beseech the Queen. We untap. Draw Karn. Player Borg, Victim of Night, immediately. Pass the turn. Okay. Saga ticks up to 2. Am I going to surgical the Monkey? Not this turn. Now, if they draw another one and dash it, we're probably going to lose. But I'm wondering if my opponent puts Lurrus in their hand. Why can't Kano ever draw lands? Surgical on Saga seems better. Probably, because then they can't recycle it. Oh, no! An Alpine Moon. Cabal Coffers. Well, I mean, now we're just playing fairly. And they're not making a token this turn. Please name Urborg. Yeah, that would have been great, wouldn't it? Alright, Sign in Blood. Land! Perfect. I'm going to save this Thoughtseize, because I suspect Lurrus is going to be put in their hand soon. And I might want a Surgical without paying life for it. Oh, they can make a token. Never mind. They just sack the treasure. I'm going to be upset if they play a second Saga before I can Surgical, because they have priority through this entire bit here. Alright, well, it wasn't a second Saga, at least. Opponent goes to combat, they're going to hit us for 3. Unholy Heat Terminate in their hand. We untap. Sign in Blood. Alright. If we draw land, we may yet survive. Actually, we won't. Because opponent's going to put Lurrus in their hand this turn. We're going to have to Damnation next turn to stay alive. Then they're going to play Lurrus. Then they're going to play Ragavan. And we have no recourse for that. Anger. I'm dead to Bolt, by the way. Okay, Luris in the opponent's hand. Lander, we're dead. I don't even remember why I have a hammer down here. No. I had to knock something into place, but I don't remember what it was. So I needed a rubber mallet. Like, we were dead anyway because we missed a land drop. Like, we needed a Damnation the turn before, I'm pretty sure. You missed when opponent played 1-mana 2/2s that drew us cards? Oh, you mean Goblin Guide? Now they have 1-mana 2/1s that draw them cards. Ugh. Nope. Sad. Goblin Guide. What happened in those good old days? They got taken out behind the shed. That's the turn. Oh no! I'm getting griefed! Joke's on you, I don't have any cards to take. Railing. Alright, Victim of Night off the top, please. Oh, we're back to this again. You know, you could at least make it a Cabal Coffers. Well, at least they're not attacking this turn. Douthie Voidwalker. Didn't even have the decency to make it a Cabal Coffers. Don't you love it when you mulligan to 5 and your opponent double Thought Seizes you without losing life on turn 1? And then Thought Seizes you again, but thankfully you're only holding 2 swamps. So it's fine. Play a swamp. Pass the turn. Can we start calling Kahira side piece kitty? No. No, I will not be doing that. I don't like the implications of that. I don't... Why even try? Oh, thank you. Perfect. I guess if I top deck exactly Ugin, it could be good. Sigma and Silver are missing a good one tonight? Yeah, no kidding. We're countering grief, boys. You can't grief what can't play. We need to get you to play Heartless Hitotsugu Tribal. What the hell is Heartless Hitotsugu Tribal? I know what Heartless Hitotsugu is. Bring in Surgical, because like half of their spells are like Undying Evil. Make it a deck? I'm not into brewing decks that jank right now. And that's the problem. I'll never win a game with it. Damnation. I need Damnation, don't I? Bloodchief's Thirst is never going to hit anything. Take out a Read the Bones. Beseech the Queen. Try like this. The problem is Surgical doesn't even work. Alright. Put back... Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize. Stoneforge Mystic and Cauldra complete. And they're gonna Thoughtseize me, even if I take their grief. Ugh. Take Stoneforge Mystic. That's the turn. The Grief pitching Thoughtseize. So Surgical Stoneforge. Yeah, they get to take 2 cards, but they expend like 3 of theirs, and that Cauldra becomes a dead card in their hand. Oh, they drew another playable. You know, I thought all of these decks had died out. Oh wait, I'm in the 03 bracket. They did die out. Silly me. That explains everything. They can do it again with Rebirth? Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Aha! I knew it would happen! Oh. I can flick my cards in my hand. Only my opponent was subjected to that noise. We're moving on. Oh, hang on. I have to restart the client. Using my lead hacking skills, I wrote a text-to-speech program to take my Twitch chat and pipe the data packets to my opponent's PC. I found their IP address. They're subjected to all of the copy pasta, badly read text-to-speech BS. Jeez. See, at least I could shut it off. If I don't want to read chat, I can just turn it off. Why is everyone wishing me a happy birthday? Oh my goodness. We got the bad luck mojo going on right now. We gotta lean into it all the way. Oh my gosh. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. I scared him. That's alright, buddy. Dad was just making a silly voice. That's all. Get some butt scratches. Except, I'm the one putting on the show, and you guys can leave whenever you want. Oh yeah, like the college humor Batman. I totally forgot about that. Just like, shut your eyes. Of course you do. All right. Perfect. Oh no, this guy's won too. He's got a better record than us. It's time for the spoiler victory. Are they mulligan to 5? And I'm holding triple hand hate. And their dredge. So the hand hate's actually not good. Alrighty then. Moto wasn't able to find anybody else doing as poorly as we are. That is actually the truth. We're the only 0-3 person in the queue. Everybody else just gave up. It's just like Kano. Even when it's good, it's bad. Kano enjoys the suffering too much to give up. I wouldn't say that. That implies some things about me that I am not willing to admit. Alright, let's send that Narcomoeba to the Meat Hook Massacre. Hanging that dream up on a meat hook. That's a stinkweed imp for sure. And we draw another swamp. Play a swamp. Pass the turn. Yeah, no take, only throw. Drop. Let me see if I can show you guys a good trick. Porter, drop. Show me good boy. Good boy. Come here. Come here. Okay. Sit. Sit. Stay. What a good boy. Okay, go get it. Alright. Sign in Blood. He's such a good dog. The best. The actual best. Pass the turn. Yeah, he's I've been working really hard with him on the like stay or you can only get it when I tell you can get it thing. And it's increased like his general obedience in every regard because he understands like I have 7 mana. Can I get anything that's good? I put Grafdigger's Cage in the side. We can do that. Play Karn. Wish. Play Cage. Anything good in this deck? Nah. Pass the turn. They kill Karn. We get a Victim of Night. Sign in Blood. Urborg. Play Obnixilis. Kill a thing. Gain a life. Kill a thing. Gain a life. Pass the turn. I am going to blame the incredible low side of variance. That is what I am going to blame. Opponent attacks Ob down to 1. Plays Stinky. We untap. Draw second Eugene and Ballista. -3. Alright. Game's over. Alright. Feels good to win a game. Bring in Surgical Extraction. I've got to go down. Beseech the Queen. Ballista. And I think a push, actually. Bring in Necro. I think it's going to be too slow at 99% of the time. Like, it's really good, but... you know what? We'll cut some Thought Seizes. Play the Necromentia. Okay. I guess I keep this. Oh no! Porter got really concerned. Pass the turn. Don't be concerned. You're a good boy. No, you won't. That's what we did in Standard. That and Staff of Nin. But those cards are terrible now. Burning Inquiry. Of course I discard the Surgical. Hey, Mav. How's it going? Should talk about hypergeometric distributions and the odds of drawing the combinations of cards that I drew this league over coffee whenever that finally happens. Because I'm not gonna lie, what happened today is pretty unlikely. I don't have to be a mathematician to know that. Toy. Math magician. Oh. It hurts. It hurts to laugh. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna Inquisition my own Thoughtseize out of my hand. Because we do have Ensnaring Bridge in this deck. Double Creeping Chill. Someone's gonna dredge like their entire deck. Alright. Going to game 3. I'm gonna bring in Beseech the Queen over a Thoughtseize. We'll run it back like this. Alright. This is the first match we stand a real shot at winning. I'm gonna try really hard. We got a Sign in Blood. We just need to draw a third swamp. We'll be well on the way to victory. I have to admit, with as much as they torment me, they are still pretty good people for the most part. Shriekhorn. We draw another swamp. That's good. That's really good, actually. Sign in Blood. We get to Beseech the Queen. That's actually kind of important. The opponent mills an Ancient Grudge. Okay, thankfully they did not mill a Dredger. They play a Gemstone Mine. Thoughtseize us. So I guess they take Beseech the Queen? They could get Erebos' Intervention. D-Slayer Smoke Signal doesn't count. Oh, they take Intervention, okay. Freddie Mercury will save us. I can either get Urborg or I can get Surgical. I think I'm going to take Surgical. Pass the turn. Slept in multiple of your previous houses? You can't prove that. Alrighty. Stinkweed Imp. We untap. Draw an expedition map. Play the map. Pass the turn. Opponent elects not to dredge. They hit us for 1. Well, they don't even mill themselves, is what I'm saying. A thug. Okay, let's get Urborg. Untap. We draw a second surgical extraction. Well, that makes me feel better for what I'm about to do. Actually, let's just uptick. Sick. Alright, pass the turn. What? What does that even mean? Well, they attack Ob. He goes down to 4. Another Golgari Thug. Okay. The old cast out all of your dredge creatures plan. Kano's kids. Oh my god. Draw an extra card. Inquisition. So play Coffers. I can. That's 5 mana after card. Okay, Inquisition. I can't Inquisition. That's right. Play Karn. Wish. Get Cage. This way they can't Ancient Grudge. Pass the turn. Kind of waiting for them to mill themselves. Oh, they can't mill themselves. Not now. Opponent goes to combat. Three at Karn. So we're going to let Karn survive. The third Golgari Thug. Untap. Necromentia, which doesn't do anything. Draw an extra card. It's a swamp. It's too bad you can't Necromentia yourself and make blockers. Plus Karn to 2. Pass the turn. The boss of the unreleased Skyrim DLC. Oh, man. Should make a Skyrim mod. Replace the giant's hammer with a big punt. So instead of getting hit into the stratosphere, you're kicked into the stratosphere. I want to drew a Creeping Chill. So basically all of their dredge cards are on the board right now. It could be worse. Kano could be a Bloodborne boss. We finally won a round. Holy hell. Oh my god. Alright, let's finish this off strong, shall we? One force strong. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it does look kind of like the Corona label, doesn't it? It's a Kahira deck, which probably means control, which probably means this hand is awful. There's always the chance that it's control. Chalice on 1. Sign in Blood. Pass the turn. Well, that only invalidated one half of my hand. Oh. Oh, my entire plan was just shot to shit. Oh. Why didn't I crack the map? I'd be fine if I just cracked the map. I'll throw it into the chalice. If only we had some way of killing 0-mana artifacts. I mean, if I had just gone for Urborg rather than whatever the hell I decided to do. When did that message go out on Discord? God, I had a joke ready for that, and it just like died in me the instant I actually realized what was going on in this Magic game. I wanted to go like just like after the birthday announcement, but before the suggestive art post. Or something like that. I don't know. Okay, Urborg off the top one time. That's what we need. Alright, versus Control. I think we're going to bring in Necromentia. And drop Fatal Push. I think suggestive art. I actually scrolled back through the art channel in Discord and forgot that apparently Silver drew a picture of me in my underwear at one point. Or just like a thong type deal. Yeah. I was not pleased. This hand is awful, but it has lands and spells, so I better keep. Lead on Swamp, pass the turn. Raelin, no. Another swamp. Pass the turn. Hey, Pocket Yuff, how's it going? Sorry for the awkward time. I don't know what that means, Bob. Inquisition? Are you winning, son? Oh, no. No, I don't think we are. Take Archmage's Charm from them. Pass the turn. Hi, buddy. Did you come over here to comfort me from all the people saying mean things on the internet? Oh my god. Opponent plays a Flooded Strand. Man-Thong. Ah, got it. Got it. Play Karn, Great Creator. Gets counterspelled. Opponent untaps. They're just ripping lands right off the top, aren't they? Alright, we draw Sign in Blood. They played that Flooded Strand, okay. Sign in Blood. Thoughtseize you. I was really hoping one of those cards would be a land. Counterspell. Okay. If they top deck the 5th land, I'll be so mad. All right. Something went my way. Play Ob. Actually, I probably should have beseeched the Queen for a Thoughtseize to take out Teferi. But it didn't matter because they had more counter spells. Okay. Alright. We draw Blood Chief's Thirst. So, beseech the Queen. Get Cabal Coffers. Play it. Activate Coffers. Beseech the Queen. I know 3 of the 5 cards in their hand. Yeah, I've got to go with Thoughtseize. There's some weird chance they're playing Spell Pierce. All right, take Teferi. They are playing Solitude. Well, apparently that feels really good because he's trying to scratch while standing up. 3 mana Teferi. Upticked. We untap. We draw another Cabal Coffers. Activate Coffers. Kill Teferi. Means our Kozilek reads gain 12 life. Well, it also draws us 4 cards, so it's better than a 10 mana white spell. That didn't work at all. Memory Deluge. Okay, opponent uses that to find a land. Alright, exile our opponent's grave so they don't flash that back. We untap. Okay, read the bones. Read the bones is quite the top deck here. Bottom and bottom. Necromentia. I don't think Toxic Deluge needs to be in the modern format as long as Death Shadow is. Because that just reads 3 mana, kill your opponent with a Death Shadow out. Oh, what does Control even play? I guess Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, is probably the threat that we can deal with the least. They have Counterspell, Solitude. So they have a Hall of the Storm Giants that we have to worry about. A Shark Typhoon, Solitude, and 3 mana Teferi. Okay. Pass the turn. I want them to start printing like triple black and quadruple black cards. I think opponent just put Kahira in their hand. You draw an expedition map, so play it. Crack map. Crypt command, yeah. Opponent plays Kahira. Stop on their end step. Kill Kahira. Or at least bait the counterspell, maybe. Yeah, opponent's not dumb enough to... Alright, pass the turn. Playable 3 mana Black Wrath. I mean, even if it was like a Languish effect at 3 mana, that would be good. And we're back here again. The draw only lands part of the game. I did not subscribe to the only lands. Just, okay, they flash in Solitude. They have nothing to exile. Well, I'm not gonna not do this. I know my opponent's holding a counterspell, but how often do you get to cast Walking Ballista on 17? I guess I could have waited until I maybe drew a Thoughtseize, but my opponent has so many ways to kill that Ballista. The only way that that would actually work is if we could kill our opponent outright with it, like a Fireball. And we're not quite there, despite the amount of lands we have. Necromentia. Opponent has used 3 counterspells. Alright, we're going to name Archmage's Charm. If I name Prismatic Ending, I lose. Oh, you know what? I'm actually dead. They have the stupid Hall of the Storm Giants. Their answer could have been another Solitude. Their answer was not going to be another Solitude. Their answer was going to be a Prismatic Ending. Oh well. Oh well, we tried. One and 4. All right, well, we learned a couple of cool things. First off, just from that alone, I actually feel pretty good about Beseech the Queen as a card in this deck. I actually think it's better than Grim Tutor. So it's worse in the one scenario where you need to on 3 tutor for a 4-drop to play on 4, which might even be the majority of scenarios. But there's so many different ways this game can play out, and we want to go late anyway. It's either like go get Coffers or Urborg on 3, whichever we need, or late game, it can get us a big threat and win the game. And it generally will almost always tutor for Karn. So I actually think it's probably better than Grim Tutor. I don't think it would be better than Read the Bones, and I probably wouldn't want to play more than 2, but that's the most important part of the game you can't stumble on. If you're, like, the problem is you're not running out Karn on 4 with 4 mana. You're trying to run out Karn on 4 with more than that. And so, like, taking a turn off and casting an interactive spell, especially now that Victim of Night works and I have a proper 2-mana removal spell, I'm probably going to be waiting until, like, turn 5 even. Like, I can cast Hand Hate, cast Victim of Night, or whatever. The big problem I'm running into right now is just drawing only lands or not. And that is something I'm not sure I can solve. Have a good time, Mauve. I'm going to be... I think I'm done streaming. That took so much of my energy. I think I'm done streaming for the night. You guys are wonderful. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Michael Kritz, thank you for following. Ocean Infinity, thank you for resubscribing. Halsey, thank you for resubscribing. Perhaps a one of Castle Lochthwain. I don't want anything that makes the mana base worse than it is right now. And Castle Lochthwain does so significantly. It has been in this list. A couple of other people in the Discord play basically this list plus Castle Lochthwain. So I'm not going to tell you it's a bad include. I'm going to say that for me, with my luck, it makes things so much worse. So, no, I think you're right, D-Slayer. And I think that Beseech the Queen is actually a lot better than it turned out. I might even drop Erebos' Intervention at this point, which is one of the things that I originally put in this deck to take advantage of stuff. But like, if we're going into a control meta, I would rather have better hard removal spells. So, all right. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna go sleep. Video for tomorrow is probably not coming out. It'll have to come out over the weekend. Hero's Downfall. I don't know about Hero's Downfall. But yeah, Baleful Mastery might be the way to go. Good night, everybody.